Welcome to Impact Wrestling. This is a show you gotta ask yourself, let's say the first time someone's watching this, do you think a brand new eyes on the product to like it? Now, let me give it to you like this. You got stuff in there for someone new or confuse them. Stuff in there that'll make them laugh, and stuff that might be interesting. That is what you get in this show. And that's not a bad thing. There's a little confusion, a little bit of action, a little bit of laughter, and a little interest. I'm not going to say the show was perfect. It wasn't. Let's get to the obligatory, was the production value all right? It's going to be short. Don't have to worry too much about the lighting. It was fine. Don't worry about the audio. It was fine. Camera work. Have you heard of a man named Kevin Dunn? A guy who just got kicked out of WWE. Well, supposedly he's not there right now. Supposedly. I think he has finally been removed because we know that Vince is gone. We know that John Laurinaitis is gone. We know that Bruce Pritchard has been reduced in position heavily. But Kevin Dunn, as far as I know, is not there. So either he's been fired or he's up for review to be fired. Now, if you don't know why I brought up Kevin Dunn was one of the people instrumental in doing... You see my face? See this? That's how WWE was doing their shots for quite a while. Impact still does it. They do. But they weren't doing it as bad as WWE. But also, Kevin Dunn was known to do cut shots. In other words, you see the hard cam, then they shoot over to one of the handy cams, then they shoot to another handy cam, then they shoot back to another handy cam, and then maybe a little bit of this by accident or a little on purpose, and then they go back to the handy cam again, then they go back to the hard cam, then they go back to the handy cam. That was Kevin Dunn's doing. And guess what? Impact Wrestling, for their incredible intelligence, is copying it to freaking T. What the fuck is wrong with them? They haven't learned anything seeing how people complained? Nope. They have not. So they're doing it. Now, is it better than the zoom-ins like this? Yes. It is better, but it does not mean it's great. So I will give them this. It looks better because we can see what's in the ring, but they keep cutting away from each and individual camera so much, it will make you a little sick to your stomach. If you're not used to it, you may get motion sickness. You might. And I'm being honest here. It's not about me being hateful. And I'm saying this to someone who has motion sickness for traveling in a car or going on a boat. If you're a wrestling fan and you've not been watching the product for a while, heed my warning. If camera work where they shoot away, going from one scene to another, to another, in movies or TV makes you a little sick, be wary of Impact. Because I don't want to see you get sick, okay? This isn't about me shitting on the product. This is about your health, okay? But taking away from that, it's been all right. I know this is taking a little bit of time, but you deserve to hear the truth. Now, first match. Honor No More. You got Eddie versus Ace Austin. Now, did we expect Eddie to lose here? No. Was it a bad match? No. Am I glad to see Ace working with Eddie? Yeah, he's worked with him before. You know they can put on good work. But I gotta admit about Eddie. Eddie didn't look that great. Not that he wasn't working well, but he looked a little tank more than normal. That's just me, guys, down below. Eddie won. And at the end of the entire situation of the entire show, Eddie goes back to Honor No More, said, we need to get what is ours. We get nothing. Go to Scott the first time. Angry beyond stink. They're not getting anywhere. Particularly that Vincent and BTI got his ass basically laid out. Well, not laid out, but interfered with at first when he was going against Gunja. And the red-headed rebel of a Heath Slater, or Heath. I know I shouldn't say Heath Slater, but Heath. Messed with him, and then after that he gets nailed. I think he got nailed after that. If not, he's already been nailed twice anyway. They are so angry. They go, and I agree with this. This makes the best sense. They showed it when it was with Mia Yim. They also show problems with the hosts of Todd and the Matthew Winwall. Basically, the camera starts acting up. They lose signal, and they go out to the production truck. Thank you, Impact Wrestling. I am glad you did that. If you got a faction that is supposedly an outsider that's been allowed to be inside and they're not really doing anything, if they get tired of what they're doing, they must do something to totally disrupt. What do they do in WWE? They always go to the freaking ring, and that's what Honor No More has been doing for months, and they get nowhere. So this time, where did they go that makes the best sense? They go to the production truck, and they started pulling out cables, which makes the best sense. Thank you. Creative did a good thing here, and I'm giving them praise. Thank you. You have to show that Honor No More is meaning business. They have been a joke for months. It's not the point if they got long-term contracts or not. It's not the point if some of them are going away. Before they go away, put them in interesting storylines before they go so people will be interested. And if you do lose them, make sure you do a blow-off that'll make sense when they disappear. Look, they've done this for decades. They know how to book people that they know they're going to leave. They know they're not going to resign. They can book them correctly, make them look great, and then when the final match for them happens and they leave, they look fine when they go, whether they lose or win. So supposedly here, and this is where it gets interesting, at Emergence, they got a match against the Bullet Club. If they win, supposedly what Scott said, there'll be a title match for, I believe, OGK. If they lose, they disband. Completely disband. They ain't happy about it. But this is fine with me because they are bringing a resolution to this situation. Now, this also could go along with some of the guys or girl, like, well, Mike Bennett's wife that might actually go to ROH, AEW, and maybe become a writer over there. So she might not be on Impact much or at all. This might be the best way to write her off. I'm just saying. Now, the match that was the most silliest but the saddest thing you could see. And it's not what you think, guys. You're thinking I'm going to say that seeing that Ziggy and Swinger getting their ass whooped was sad. No. It's not about them. That was the most hilarious shit you can see. I believe I'm going to put an image. Not many images are going to be in this video, but you're going to see one. It's in my face of Johnny Swinger and Ziggy Dice putting on garb that usually is for S&M. I started laughing my freaking ass off. You know what thought came in my head? I thought of a perfect name for them. The Dominated. Not the Dominators. Not the Demolition. Not the Road Warriors. Not the Rock and Roll Express if it hadn't been taken. Not the National Disasters. Not the Destroyers. Not the Authors of Pain. Not anyone. The Dominated. The only thing they'll need is a woman to walk out with them dressed in the proper clothes with a whoop that ass and make them win matches. That is what I want now. I'm sorry. If you guys don't like this from Swinger or for Ziggy Dice, honestly, I don't give a fuck. What I want is this, which I know won't happen, but this is what, let me paint you a picture. They do a segment in the back. Since the Swingers Dungeon is now next to an S&M place, you get a gorgeous piece of ass in latex, black latex, and said, I need 2 new slaves. And they so horny, they just go for her ass. But they thought, after they wear the mask and come out, they go, They go back to her and say, hey, we need some help. We've been having problems as a tag team to win. Will you be with us? She looks at them and says, will you still stay my slaves? She said, and they say yes. Will I get paid for it? They say yes. Will I be on TV and everyone will love me and allure me and do as I wish? And they say yes. He says, I'm in. And the Dominated is created. Oh, I needed that laugh. You have no idea. But don't you think that sounds better than what they did? Someone tout Impact Wrestling and say, look at this small segment of this video saying, look, You got these guys wearing, I'll put it in my face again. I believe I got the shot. If I don't, damn it. But if I do, it's in my face again. See these guys. Get a woman dressed in tight latex as a dominatrix and say, I'm going to claim these guys as my slaves. They're going to make me money. They're going to love what I do. And everyone's going to love me. The dominated. Come on. Come on. Anyway, let's move on. Okay. The reason I felt it was sad was Dorado Kid. Guys, I don't know what anybody's saying here. Dorado Kid needs to leave. I'm sorry. I love Dorado Kid. He's a great talent. He knows how to wrestle. But what has he done? Only thing he does is work in tag matches where, yeah, he'll win, but he doesn't stay with the guy long enough to get into get a tag title shot. He goes in the X Division, but he never wins. He makes everyone else look good. What is there for him? Nothing. Big goose egg. Nothing. Goose egg. Here. See? Nothing. He needs to leave. And try somewhere else. Go to MLW. If he's able to work another promotion, he should stop going to Impact for a while and just go away. And when he comes back, he's going to say, look, the next time I come back here, you better give me a real prominent storyline or suck my dick. I'm sorry to say it like that, but it's true. He deserves better than what he has. I'm just saying, let's move on. OVW Showcase. Now, I'm going to say this to everyone. I know a few people like the triple threat. A few, not many. Maybe a few dozen. I have not had a chance to look at MLW, and I've not gone back to see OVW. But knowing that they showed two women from OVW because we got Tasha Steelz saying the flavor division is now on point, I'm in control of it, I'm going to see if I can look at OVW again. I do not know if I'll review it, but I'm going to try and see it. I have had hardly any time. I had stuff to do. But seeing that Nevins and Jade Stone had their moment was good to see that OVW's own talent, who supposedly had a tournament or some type of contest to see who would be able to go on Impact Wrestling. It's good to see they did that. Now, I don't know if they'll show it on OVW TV because they may have it. Have to check. But knowing that they brought OVW people from, Louisville, Kentucky. I believe that's where they are right now. And I got to say this. I don't want to see them leave too soon yet. Because out of every place they've been, this has been the loudest. Admittedly today they were a little low. Maybe because they've done back-to-back tapings. It's a possibility. But the week before they were very loud. So it's a possibility this is another taping from that same day. Because they could do 2 or 3 tapings in a day. To get them done as quickly as they could before their Impact Plus shows or their main pay-per-view. So this could be another taping within the same day. They weren't that enthusiastic. Last week they were. This week it was so-so. So-so. But I've seen Louisville sound great. Or was it Georgia? I think it was Georgia. And last week was still Louisville. So it's good to see they're that interested in there. Now, it was Nivens who won. I think it was Tiffany Nivens. She did win. And then guess who comes out? And I believe I got a shot of her. She's in my face, facing down Tiffany. And this is Killer Kelly. She basically kicks her in the face and then puts her into a neck lock. Basically chokes her ass out. Then goes after Stone, chokes her out. Or kicks her face off. And now we have a possible feud because you hear Tasha Steelz says, oh, hell no. Who the hell is this bitch? Who the hell is this? Oh, no, she is not coming in my flavor division. So at least now, Kelly is going to have an automatic feud with Tasha Steelz. The question is going to be, how are they going to book this? Unlike what's been going on with Marsha Slamovich, where she basically has been stagnant. I don't care what the fuck anybody says. It doesn't matter how many women she destroys. Guys, if you do not care about her, what is the point? She could be and I know 1 or 2 of my subscribers, I believe they're my subscribers, have stated that Marsha has defeated everybody. She's been undefeated. What does that mean when it feels like nothing? Nothing. It don't matter if you're undefeated, if you're not booked correctly. You can be booked to defeat everyone for almost 500 days, like Samoa Joe. I think 600 days with Samoa Joe. Almost 600 days. He was nearing 2 years when he first had his first one with Impact Wrestling, and then he got wiped out, but it was done correctly. Here with Marsha, it wasn't done correctly. She's done nothing. She was not seen in the back. Yes, she might have been seen in BTI, but that's not seen on Impact TV. She has not been seen until now, and the only thing she's doing, handing yellow envelopes, and then going in the ring, and everyone else being scared. Why would they be scared when the only thing they've seen of her, if they're watching the product, is once in a while she's beating jobbers, and worse yet, those jobbers that were on the main roster, like Alicia, be calm. Once you see her defeat people on the main roster, and instead of doing it on an Impact Plus show, or at a main event for that matter, of an Impact Plus show, or a main event of an Impact show, why do you care? Anybody who says, well, she's still undefeated, means nothing if you don't book it to make her feel important. What is she? She's been stagnant since she got here in January. Once the Ukraine war happened, it screwed her up. No lie. But instead of doing a change, and yes, changing her intro, that was one thing that needed to be done. Changing her ring attire, taking away anything from the Soviet Union, that's fine. But instead of saying, we're going to push this bitch to the moon, no. What did they do? Let her keep killing jobbers. And that's it. They didn't make any of the special matches on Impact Plus. You didn't bring anybody in that was important enough to put her on an Impact Plus show. And then when it's time to start dealing with the main roster, instead of putting on an Impact Plus show and making it important, they did none of it. She's a nobody. And I hate that. If you think I don't like her, I want to like her. I hate it. Let's move on. Now, let's get to Shira versus Josh Alexander. Now, we did see the Alex Shelley talk to him before the match happened. And he made it very clear, you got to beat your man. Beat him and make sure you're in perfect condition because I want the best from you because what made you as great as you are is what? And he asked him as a question, what is the greatest thing? Technical wrestling, intelligence. That is what makes you that good. And I need you in perfect condition because I am the best when it comes to technical wrestling and strategy like you. So you better get it done right. And now, here's where I think that match went off the rails. And people were thinking, oh, I've always kissed Josh Alexander's ass. No, never have. Never will. I've told you the truth of what you see. One problem everybody's had that don't like Josh is because they just don't know how to think. I've tried multiple times with these idiots and asked them, what could Josh do better? The only thing they want to do is throw insults, which shows they're stupid. And if they show up this time, they're stupid again for commenting. But here, I have to say this because there's a good possibility Shira is now hurt. Josh does his normal moves. And as you know, Josh at one point during his match likes to do a crossbody at the bottom rope where the person's sitting there on the apron, stunned. And Josh basically does a slide out and a crossbody on their back as they hit the ground. Well, I thought Shira might have bumped his head because the way he landed so hard. But I think he might have hurt his shoulder or might have really hurt his arm. He might have, if he didn't badly strain it, he might have broke it the way that he landed so awkwardly. Because once he was down, he was in pain. Because once Josh got him back into the ring, and you would think when you see Raj Singh that once Raj tries to do the distraction, that you would see Shira get back up and then mess with Josh and the match would go on. No. Shira was hurt. He was legitimately hurt. Because the minute Josh got back into the ring and he was talked to by the ref because he was going to try and grab him, ref went into his ear, he just locked him up in the ankle and he tapped out quick. And then Shira rolled out of the ring. That was it. Now, you saw Raj after the match was over and after Josh had left saying this unfair because it looked like he got hurt and he wanted something better. But then you get Sami Callihan coming out, basically destroying Raj and saying, I want Macklin, I want Moose, I don't care if you're working together or not, I want you both. The Death Machine wants you both. I think I got that voice right without hurting my throat. But pretty much that was it. But then you wonder if Shira's hurt. I don't know if he's hurt. Maybe he might have badly sprained it. Maybe he might have torn some ligaments. I'm hoping just sprained something in his shoulder or his arm, forearm. I'm just hoping he's all right. Whether you like Shira or not, I'm making this clear. Whether you like him or not is freaking irrelevant. If you think he's a jobber or not, I don't freaking care. You don't want to see someone get hurt because of an accident. Okay? Josh doing that move hurt him. But that's not much different than what happened with Biggie, what happened with Holland, or anyone who does a high impact move in the ring. Sooner or later, you're going to hurt somebody. It's not done on purpose. You're trying to make it look good. But things like that happen. I'm just hoping Shira's all right. Now, if anyone knows if Shira's all right, leave a comment below for everyone below and let them know, hey, Shira is all right. You don't have to connect it to my video. Just put it on the channel and say if anybody wants to know if Shira's hurt. He's not. He's all right. I'm moving on. Now, we get a little bit of violence by design. We got a little bit of, you wondering how far they're going to go with Diener, because this is still all about Diener. You see Eric Young telling him, you still have not cleared up the sickness. You tried to take it out, but you haven't. He said, I'm sorry. We didn't expect Kushida to show up. He said, it doesn't matter if someone comes in or not. You must take care of the sickness. And he said, then we'll take care of Kushida. He says, no. You take care of the guns first, then Kushida. So the question is going to be, will they finally do a resolution with Diener? Either he turns face or maybe he disappears for a while. I think it's one of the two. Either they're going to have a blow off between Eric Young and Diener where Diener may turn face. That's a possibility. Or they may come to a point where Diener is going to get completely destroyed by Eric Young and he disappears for a while. Maybe he'll come back as a heel again, or maybe he'll come back as a face. I don't know, but one of those two look like they're going there. Now, the final match. Rick Swann versus Kushida. Good match. Actually, this match made me start thinking about something that I had thought about, but I don't normally do it because of so many videos that I do. That it's so hard to remember matches. Guys, you guys will remember matches because you're not doing a podcast like I am. And I'm not even a great podcaster. I'm not. But for the amount of videos that I produce over 1,900 videos. Easily, I think 1,930 videos, I think. I'm nearing I'm nearing 2,000 videos at this point. I cannot remember the majority of the matches I've seen. I can remember maybe one or two. But when I saw this, I thought, you know what? Maybe I should at least try to track down some of the older matches I've seen this year, if I can remember them, and do a top 5 best match for this year. At least within this coming month, I think. So I might be doing a top 5, what is the best match I've ever seen. So I think, first I got to try and track down the matches so I can see them again because I don't remember. And maybe I want a couple of images with them. So if you want to see them, hopefully I'll be able to do it. But anyway, this match was a good match. I did enjoy it. I did like seeing Kushida here. And I'm hoping there's more Kushida on the horizon for Impact Wrestling. Do I believe so? No. I don't know if they even signed him, let alone even doing more than just 1 or 2 tapings with him. He has been in America for quite a while now. Remember, he worked in NXT for many years. At least 2 years. I think maybe about 2 years. He worked in NXT. So he's been in America for literally 2 years. So it's not like he can't speak English. Because I will get to Alex Shelley's vid pack where I said in the description, they're building him. I'll get that in a minute. But I'm hoping Impact has said, you know what, Kushida, dude, stay with us for, we'll give you a 6-month contract. And if he says yes, I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping for, and I truly hope they do book him correctly. But here's the main thing I want to talk about. They're building him. Alex Shelley. They did a vid pack where Scott D'Amore talked, Kushida talked because he was trained by him. You saw the Death Machine himself say that one of the people that he respects and he has no bad words to is Alex Shelley. And then Chris Sabin himself also talked, said how important he was, and I worked with him for 16 years. I know how great and talented he is, and I know how he helped to make the hybrid style. How can I say this? The style that he uses, which is technical, Japanese, and Mexican wrestling all together, is a very good style. And he made that very important. And then even Johnny Gargano himself, I believe I got an image, he's in my face. I think I got it. He even talked. Now, there's no way of knowing if Johnny is with WWE or not, even after Vince is gone. He may be finished with his contract. He's done. From what I remember of Chris Van Vliet, because he did do an interview with him several months ago, he made it very clear. The focus I have right now is my son. I believe he has a son because his wife already just gave birth already. And while he's gone from wrestling, he's focusing on taking care of his family, his wife and his son, I believe. That's what he wants to think about right now. He has not gone back in wrestling. But honestly, even Johnny spoke about Alex Shelley. So what do I feel about this going into Emergence? Here's what I think. They got two choices, Impact Wrestling, right now, here and now. They can do the most intelligent thing, or they can do the status quo, which I believe at this point might not be the wisest thing to do. They could have the match between Alex Shelley and the Josh Alexander, and they are going to. And they will allow Josh... I'm going to give it like this. I don't hate Josh. Unlike so many people on my channel. I don't hate him. He's not one of the greatest talkers like many people aren't. He don't always got the greatest clothes like many people don't. But he's still a good wrestler that has his moments. But at this point, seeing that they're finally, understand, Alex Shelley and the entire history of TNA/Impact Wrestling has never gotten a title shot or a number one contender shot. It's always been the X Division for him. Unlike Chris Sabin, who did get his shot and win in 2013, Alex Shelley has had nothing. How long has he been in the company? 2003? Coming back and forth, I believe. He worked in 2003 and then left and came back 2006, started working with Chris Sabin, and then he clearly had been the Motor City Machine Guns, not just there, but everyone else, everywhere and everyone else. Well, you know what I mean. He's been in all the other promotions other than the big ones. He's done it, but he's never gotten this shot. And this could have been, if they'd given this months in advance, an important thing that could actually make the company very interesting. But it might not happen because they may do the status quo and leave it on Josh's waist. Now, do I believe it's the wise thing to do? At this point, no. Not that Josh is a piece of shit, like many people want to say that on my damn channel. They don't want to hear that Josh is alright. He's a good wrestler. He's not the perfect one like any wrestler out there. And if you know a good wrestler, you stupid buttheads, leave a comment and then shut your mouth. But when it comes down to it, I believe that Alex Shelley should go for the title. They're not going to do it Bound for Glory unless he's going to go and get the X Division and do option C. It would be the best time to give it to him. Since there's no pay-per-view in between Emergence till Bound for Glory, the only option they're going to have is to do it on an Impact Plus show. Unless they're going to be so stupid and try to do it on a regular Impact show weeks later. Because he's not going to give up trying to get that damn title. Unless they make him give up and he just gets one shot at it and they just let him drop away. Which I think is dumb because they need more people in the main title picture. How many guys they got in the main title? You got Josh. You got Moose. You haven't said anything about Eddie Edwards. You haven't said anything about Rich Swann, even though he had the opportunity maybe to start being considered to get back into the main title against Kushida, but he lost to Kushida. So who do you have left in the main title picture? No one. You just lost Shira. There's no. I'm just saying, you're not going to elevate Macklin to that position. If you would have already done it. And he should have won the X Division months ago. You're not going to put Trey Miguel in that position. You're not going to put Chris Sabin in that position. He's already faced a Chris Sabin, I believe, already. So who do you got left? The only thing they can do is keep bringing outside workers to work with Josh Alexander. So maybe Kushida might be that person. And they're just going to let Alex Shelley have a few moments, and then that'll be it, which is dumb. He should have the damn title at this point. He's been an original for so long. He deserves it. But this is just me. And I hope you enjoy this. Well, I am considering, like I said earlier, to maybe making a top 5 best matches of 2022. Like I said, I have to consider and try to track down some video of it so I can maybe get a couple of images and refresh my memory if I can. So you guys tell me if you want to see that, if you want me to actually make a top 5 of the best matches I've ever seen of 2022. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace.